Ferris Bueller's Day Off is in the top 10 movies I've seen the most in my lifetime. It's not really on my favorite movies list, even though I do have a whole lot of love for it. But when I was a kid, I did adore that movie, and I watched it over and over and over and over again. I thought Ferris Bueller was just such a cool guy. His lackadaisical approach to life that still yields enormous results and everybody's approval, as well as just being a genuinely pretty cool guy. Though flawed, no doubt. And it's only when you get to be an adult that you really appreciate something. That movie is actually more about Cameron. Ferris takes this day off for his friend Cameron, who's struggling in life, particularly in asserting himself toward his father. And so, in a way, the most important character in Ferris Bueller, and maybe the most important unseen character in any film ever, is Cameron Fry's dad. I am so impressed by how much this movie can make me feel this guy's just dark, lingering presence without ever showing him on screen, without ever even so much as hearing his voice. None of his likeness appears anywhere, but we all just feel that guy, don't we? I don't know that there's ever been such an important unseen character in any movie ever. And it does raise the question for me, why is it so particularly effective? I mean, of course, a few things. He's described very vividly. And then you can clearly see the effect that he's having on his son. And maybe that's the bigger one. You can see what an absolute nervous wreck Cameron Fry is from his dad's parenting. And I think also he's so effective because we've all met a Cameron's dad before. Wasn't necessarily our own parent, but we've seen parents that really did a number on somebody else's mental health. I mean, I'm going to be real with you guys. I don't know a single childhood friend that didn't have some level of daddy issues. Truly. Truly. At least among my close friends. Maybe that's why we bonded so well to become close friends in elementary school. But yeah, it's just an unfortunate thing throughout history that I think we're finally stepping into. I'm going to speak purely for Americans. I think we're finally stepping into a tier of really solidly good dads. You know, that I think probably comprise a majority of the dads. But throughout history, dads have not done such a great job. And there's no point in relentlessly criticizing any individual or even the masses. There's a certain level of psychological development that we don't have any control over. And there's a certain level of influence we have over our dad that causes from our dad that, generational trauma over and over and over again. I'm really happy that we do live in an era where psychological speak, though it can be overused sometimes, is in the mouths of a lot more people and being propagated regularly. The information age can be scary in a lot of ways, but a lot of positive psychology is available to anyone readily, and I think we are really feeling that in this generation of people that are becoming parents. But I think that's why the unseen nature is so much more valuable and so much more powerful for this character of Cameron Fry's dad. Because we can't visibly see our parent in our day-to-day when we're at work or driving on the road or something, but in our emotional responses to things, we just feel their presence so much. Their fingerprints are all over us. And you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. And I do love my parents. And There's a whole lot of stuff that I'm talking to my therapist about from all the adult influences that I had in my entire life. And I think it's been a challenge, but such a great springboard for me to have a lot of the growth that I've had in this lifetime.